Okay. What's up, my friends? Today is gonna be a kind of exclusive, exclusive lesson. Something that I've never even mentioned before, ever since I've been, you know, making and creating videos about forex. You understand? Now, I'm gonna talk about something that's gonna interest you. Okay, something that's gonna interest you. Okay, so let's go. What I want to do today is that I'm gonna build a kind of EA, okay, automation that's gonna be like whenever this moving average, this green moving average, and this red moving average, that's the slow moving average. I mean the fast moving average green is crossing the slow moving average red. Now, what I'm gonna do is that, because I understand that that is the zone where price do turn around, okay, the crossover of the moving average. So what I'm going to do now is that I'm going to teach you how to build a kind of automation, and I'm going to tell you the tool that is involved in doing this. The reason for doing this is that you want to be ahead of the market, okay. This will help you never to miss the moves. This is why we are talking about EA and automation. If you cannot automate your forex strategy, then I think there will be problems along the way. This is why with I've gone to do a lot of things to make a research on how to build this EA, okay. And this one, I'm telling you, I built it, okay, and I've been using it, and it's been profitable, okay. It has never even let me acquire some kind of regret, like, oh, I saw a move, I've been watching it for a week, but when the move happened, I don't know, I missed it. You understand? All this problem is going to be no more, okay. Although the EA also have their own, their own drawdowns, like, but the drawdown is not going to be as big as you when you're trading manually and you are losing due to emotional whatever it is, I don't know. But you see, the EA, I'm going to tell you, the only drawdowns they have is just like maybe around this oscillation, but this doesn't take that long, and you will never lose as when you are trading manually and captivated by that kind of emotional feeling that make you lose money to the market. Okay, now let's go. I'm gonna dive into my whatever Chrome or whatever, and I'm gonna tell you what's gonna happen now. You see, okay, now let me introduce that moving average to you, because that's what I forgot to do. I forgot. This the fast moving average here is the green color, and it's a 100 simple. Is it simple or whatever? I don't know, but let's check it out. Oh, it's smoothed. All right, this smoothed moving average. Okay, I like it to be the slow one because it's really smooth and makes the move so clean. Okay, yeah, smoothed moving average. Okay, it's gonna be smoothed because I like it so much. It makes the move so real and so clean. It doesn't oscillate like, but the big one here, which is the slow moving average, is the 500 period. Okay, and this is the one I target like simple moving average. Okay, you see, any moving average you use is okay, but there's no problem about them, whatever. Okay, so now let's go and build our EA. Yup, here we go. I have this EA built already, but I'm gonna start afresh for your sake. Okay, because everything we do here is, we're gonna talk about something called see is belief. When you see, at least you believe it by yourself. We're gonna create a strategy. Okay, we're gonna go out there and create a strategy, because what we want to build is strategy. We are not building indicators, we are building strategy. Now we're gonna call it let us call it let's call it a kind of name that we will understand. I don't want to call it MA cross because I already built MA cross, so I want to call it something like a cross, let's say crossover of moving average. Okay, or let's say, what am I gonna call it, man? Let's say it's cross over of MA. Let's say crossover of MA. But you know, you have to write it down. You have to write it down, please. You know, the reason why you have to write it down is that you don't want to forget about the name. Okay, the name, you don't want to forget about it. And this one is optional, you know, but to me, I always like to write it. Okay, because you know, I build and sell these things too, so I need to write the functions. Okay, what it really does. Okay, this is when SMA. I don't want to do SMA. Smoothed MA 100 crosses above simple MA 500 crosses above. Okay, buy. Okay, then I said opposite sell. Opposite is where the cross below. Okay, so now we're gonna save it, we're gonna create it. There's no problem, we create it. Great, this is how it's gonna look like. And now what I'm gonna do is that I'm gonna start from scratch. Now we started. Okay, let's go. We're gonna open a buy order. Okay, open a buy order here. We're gonna go add some kind of conditions, like add condition. Now we're gonna look for our moving average strategy here. Moving average, look for my moving average here, bro. Let's see, where is it? Moving average. All right, so the time frame is always current. Okay, because we're going to be using it on different kind of time frame, so the time frame is current. And the period, this period is the period of the moving average, the small the fast moving average. The fast moving average we are using here is 100. If you never forget, it's the green. And the MA shift, we don't have a shift. Zero shift is 0. MA method, it's, remember I said I love the smoothed moving average to be the fast one, smoothed. Okay, so there are the application we apply to close. Okay, and we don't have a shift. Okay, we don't have a shift in all these things we are doing. We don't have any MA shift. Just leave it like that. Now what do I want to do now? You see, I want to go and put this in the input. Okay, input. Okay, and the reason why I put it in input is that if I sell this thing and the person who bought this from me has the right to change it to whatever moving average he is using. So this is why I create input for this. Okay, add new input. Okay, now period 1. This period 1 is 100. This is the fast moving average. Okay, great. Okay, then we push OK here, right? Now we had this to input. All right, we don't have MA shift, we don't have anything, but if I have to add this shift to input. This will give that person who's gonna buy this EA a kind of control over it, if he likes or if they like MA shift. Maybe they want to use it like MA shift a little bit. But in my own case, I don't do this MA shift. Okay, I don't do this kind of MA shift there, so there's no point putting it to my input. But let us put it to input for the sake of maybe if we're gonna sell it at the end of this video. Okay, there is no we're gonna add another input, MA shift 0. Then okay, then another one, we're gonna add another one. Okay, we are adding some input, add new input. MA shift is equal to 0. We don't have any shift, but we're doing this for the sake of anybody who's gonna buy this. Maybe we like to have a little bit of control over it. This is why we do this. Now, the fast moving average MA 100 will have to cross above. Okay, we are doing the moving average crossover, but you can do above whatever you are using. You can do above the alligator, okay, above the whatever, you can use it. Okay, above the average true range, you can use it. Okay, above the average true range, if the moving average is going above the average true range, if that is where you want to have a buy, it's gonna buy. Okay, great. There's nothing to talk about on this. Let's go to you know, let's go to our whatever it is. You can even do your MA 100 is crossing above the envelope, depend on the size of the envelope you have there. Okay, but we say our own MA 100 is gonna cross above another moving average, above another moving average, the period of 500. If you don't forget it, it's the red color, 500, the current time frame, because we're gonna be using this on different kind of time frames. Okay, we don't have a MA shift, we don't have we have it as a simple moving average. Remember, that is the only simple I have. Apply to close and everything is okay. But when I say okay, let me add a kind of input. We're gonna have the period number 2. This is gonna be period number 2. That is the second MA. Okay, period 2. We make it this way. Accept. All right, great. Then this period number 2, we want to add to input also the characteristics, like it's not gonna accept any shift, and we're gonna put it in input so that whoever is gonna buy this can have a kind of control over it. Okay, I'd like to do I like MA shift for, okay, this name exists, MA shift 2. Okay, great. At least period 2 and MA shift 2 is same. Okay, so anybody will understand that, yeah, that is the MA shift of moving average number 2. Now this one, I think we don't need this one. Okay, we don't need it. So as it is now, we're gonna accept okay, because we'll finish building that. The moving average period 100 crosses above the moving average period 500 to give us a buy. It's gonna open a buy. All right, now let's say okay. Great, the condition is created. So what I want to do now is that we're gonna apply the stop loss and the take profit issue. In my case, I do apply the stop loss to be like you see, we're gonna apply a reasonable stop loss. This is the stop loss issue where a lot of traders do have problem. They want to use a kind of tight stop that is gonna come back and knock them out of a profitable market. Okay, so now you will realize that you are using this EA. So we bet it on the stop loss of 100 pips. Let that market move, give it a chance to move. Once it moves, there's gonna be a trailing stop that will go lock the break even. We don't need to be like people who don't like to, who are forced to trade, who don't like the market to move. We're not gonna do those things. We are gonna add this to input, stop loss 100 pips. Let that market move. There's no point doing tight stop that will blow your account away. Yes, input. Great. Alright, we've done it. Then the take profit is what I don't think I'm gonna entertain any take profit here. Yeah, I don't think I'm gonna entertain any take profit here, because what I'm gonna do is that once the price has gone above that entry, I'm gonna build a trailing stop to trail at least the break even and lock 50 pips for me. Alright, yeah. The reason why I don't entertain any take profit here is that this is a moving average crossover strategy that we can use it on any time frame. Okay, from even 1 minute time frame till daily time frame, you can use this strategy. So why we don't want to use a kind of take profit is that if we set a take profit, you understand, maybe we're looking at the 15-minute time frame, and we know that okay, 15 minutes we always go the range of maybe 100 200 pips before it retraces. Okay, great. If we look at it like that, and if we go apply this strategy EA to the 1 hour time frame, okay, when there is a kind of crossover in the 1 hour time frame, you know, this 1 hour time frame can go like even if 500 to 1000 pips before the next crossover will happen. So we're gonna leave that TP. We don't need it. At least I've tested these things too much, so there's nothing to talk about. I've tested, leave it. Okay, this is okay. We don't need a TP. This one, we don't need it. We don't need this. We don't need. So we have set our trade. Now let us create the opposite. Okay, you know, this is what we have here to open a buy order when the moving average period 1, which is the 200, which is the 100, crosses above the period 2, which is the 500. Is going to open a buy. Now we want to create the opposite to open the sell. Just we're going to push this button on this software, this star button. We're going to push it. Boom, we push it. It's going to create the opposite. This is the opposite. Open a sell order. You see, crosses below period 2. It's going to open a sell. Now let's go to closing the trade. Now how are we going to close this trade? Oh, closing the trade is what we want to have now. How am I gonna close this trade? Now, if you remember, we said if we're gonna close this buy position, it's gonna be the opposite, which means that we're gonna add a condition that we're gonna close this trade when the moving average, okay, current period of 100, that's same 100, it there's no shift, there's nothing, it is smoothed. It is smoothed moving average period. Where is it? Smoothed. This is it. Now look, it's smoothed one, right? Great. Now, before we say if it goes above, it's gonna buy, right? Now, to close that trade is that it's gonna be like when it crosses below. Okay, when it crosses below the moving average period, let's say the period of which is the slow moving average 500, okay, which is the simple moving average. We don't need a shift or whatever. Great, cool. We don't need to add it to input, it's already in the input. Okay, this is when we're gonna close the open buy position when the moving average 100 crosses below the moving average 500. And you know, when it's crossing below it, it's gonna close the buy position and it's gonna open a sell position immediately. So let us close this. This is the logic, how you will not be like, you know, dancing up and down the market, chasing the price up and down, you know. Give yourself to get an edge in the market and build your financial success. That is it. Even when you are sleeping, this EA is working for you. You don't need to think of you are missing the trade. Now good, let us create the opposite now. Boom, with to close sell order when the MA100 crosses above the 500, it will close it, and when it closes, it's going to open a kind of buy, because when it crosses above. Okay, maybe I'm so fast in this video and maybe I deviate a lot from some important topics, but later you can go watch it, reverse it, rewind it, and watch it over and over again. You will get this thing I'm talking about. Okay, then let us go to the commons tab. What we're gonna do here is we're gonna set our trailing stops. Okay, our 50 pips break even trailing stop. Let's set it. Now trailing, we want the trailing stop of break even. We just want it to lock that break even, and that break even is gonna be like a 50 pips. If you get the 50 pip break even, lock it up. Lock it up. Okay, lock it up. Yeah, it's gonna lock up 50 pips break even. The 15-minute time frame move far, like a 100, 150 or 200 pips before another crossover will happen. So everything you need is just to exercise a little bit of patience and let that price move. Break even 50 pips. Okay, this is why we don't use a tight stop. Let it get break even, let it lock it up first. No. And then everything we do when we create one activity is up, we want to create the opposite. Just click this button, you got the opposite done for you. Okay, we have done our trailing stops, and what next do we do? When we come here, you want to say like you want to go through these things. I don't think they are important for this moving average stuff, because it's gonna be a direct stuff. Yeah, and there's something I see here like maximum open trades. See, This maximum open trades, we use it when the price is gonna be like when there's gonna be too much oscillation around that slow moving average. So that is exactly when this thing is gonna do some things like open buy, open sell, open buy, open sell because of oscillation. But if you remember, we said if it crosses to the top, it should open the buy. But if it crosses below again, let it close the buy and open a sell. I have tried it. That is much more better than when we say, okay, maximum open trade is 1, because we don't want oscillation. So if we tick this one as maximum open trade is 1, if the market oscillates to the wrong side, definitely it will open the wrong entry for you. So we're not gonna tick it. So even if you open the wrong entry due to oscillation, when it cut again, it's gonna close that one for us. I have tested this thing properly. It works better than anything, because the main idea is that if you're too careful, you're gonna lose much more bigger than what this robot will lose in around that oscillation period. You're gonna lose big. Money management. You can use any money management strategy you think you like. You can even put your own custom code and custom function. But to me, okay, I have tried my best to try this on a lot of time frame, doing this and that. But right now, what I want to do is that I use it on only one time frame in a week. Okay, you can use it on any time frame you like, but based on my own trading strategy, I use a fixed lot. A fixed lot size is what I use. And if I feel like I want to increase it, I can increase it when I see the performance. But let me put my lot size here. 10 lot size is what I use. Fixed standard I use. Or if you want to use a percentage per risk, where you say, okay, risk 1% of trade size, you see, this is the best. This is the best, because what this does is that this compounds for you. Okay, when it takes one trade and go with it and win it, by the time it's crossing over, it increases the size. But you know, in my case, I've tried it. Okay, I've tried it a lot. It's really profitable, but depends on the amount of your account. Okay, you might not be able to have the confidence to watch it when it's oscillating against you. Okay, so this is why I choose the fixed one for myself, so that I can increase it when I see the performance after the next crossover. I can increase it. But the best ever I've seen is the risk percentage per trade. This is the best I've ever seen. Now, but I choose this at least to be a little bit conservative. Now we want to do something like, we want to create a lot, because on my chart I don't have any signal. Every signal I've gone to delete everything. I don't want noise. I just want a lot to hear it, that this man activates my order, my entry. You have to know how to automate your strategy, because you know, in Forex, the problem that people have in Forex is when they sit down there for so long, sitting in front of the chart and looking at the market. You see, just by yourself, you're gonna close a position that's gonna go to end up to be a winning trade. Why? Because it's going against you, and your emotion is tied to it, so you're going to close it with your hand. Now let's say now every input we have set is what we see here. We see all the inputs: stop loss, break even, and all the moving average. We see them, but there's something we want to do here. Let's say we want the audible alert. We want push notification to be, if we have to get a kind of email, yes, to send us email when our order is open. Then the trade size, we want to know the trade size open. Then maybe someday we want to allow edging or whatever. Yes, cool. The maximum slippage, I don't know about this. Magic number, we want it to have the magic number. Great. Now we have finished what we are doing. We are going to copy the source. This is the source. The source is ready. Everything we have gone to write is in this code. This is the code of everything. Now what we're gonna do, go copy my source. We're gonna copy. I'm gonna copy it. So copy the source, and I will show you what to do, but I'm gonna download it first because I do sell this type of things. Let me download it. Okay, so now that you have copied the source, all right, we're gonna go to I will go to my account and paste it there for you, and you will see what is going on. But you see, the link to get this tool which I use for creating this EA, I will put it below this video for you, so that if you are interested in automating your own EA to automate your strategy, you can go and get it. That is it. And there's no problem. There's nothing much to show you anymore. Thank you, and wait for my next video where you will see me putting this EA on my chart. I don't want this video to be so long. I will do that video next.